Welcome to the 7th chapter of the Gita. Here we are discussing the Gita in the most simplified manner which you could ever understand. Every chapter in 5 minutes. So now we come to the 7th chapter, which is called as Knowledge of the Absolute. So as we saw that the Bhagavad Gita is into 3 sections. The first 6 chapters are the Karma Yoga section. The middle 6 chapters are the Bhakti Yoga section. And the last 6 chapters are the Jnana Yoga chapters. So now we have started the main stuffing of the Bhagavad Gita in the 7th chapter, where Krishna tells about his various energies, how he acts in this world. So in the 7th chapter, if you want to understand, just remember 4 words, and those 4 words are H-E-A-D, head. So if you remember head, you will remember the 7th chapter completely. H stands for hearing. There is the best way to understand the Lord. There are various ways where we can understand the Lord, but Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, the first shloka, he says to Arjuna, Tat shruno, listen, hear. Because if you hear directly from the authority, it becomes very easy for you to understand the Lord. Krishna is manifest in various energies, and it's very difficult to understand him, and there are 3 ways to understand him. That is the Pratyaksha Praman, a personal endeavor, Anuman, by various thinkers of this world, mental speculators who start to think about how the Lord is, maybe like this, maybe like that. So that's called as the philanthropists, philosophers. They do a lot of research. And the third way is called as Shabda Praman, where the authority directly says about what he is. And that's the best way to know who the Lord is. Pratyaksha Praman, Anuman and Shabda Praman. So the Shabda Praman is the way to know the Lord, because if there is someone going on the terrace, I need to directly ask him what's on the terrace. Otherwise, I may just go on mentally speculating. Maybe it is like this, maybe the terrace has got this. But the person who is coming down will tell me on the terrace it's like this. Right? So the knowledge is to be not an ascending knowledge, but we believe in the descending knowledge, where a person who knows the absolute truth tells it in the parampara to us as human beings. And that's how the knowledge has to be grasped. E stands for everywhere. So Krishna says in the 2nd verse of the 7th chapter also that there are a lot of people wanting to know him. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschid mam veti tatota. He says to understand me in tattva, in reality, it is very, very difficult. There may be many people who try about it, but only few will really know me. And in the 7th verse of the 7th chapter, he says a beautiful verse, one of the best and my favorites. He says, Mattah partara manyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana eva. He says that as the pearls are put up on a thread, and we only see the pearls but we don't see the thread, Krishna says that I am that thread on which all these pearls of various attributes in the world are put up. But actually it is on me that the whole cosmos is manifested. That's what Krishna says in a beautiful way and explains his various energies to Arjuna. And that stands for the E. Then the third part is coming to accept or reject. There are 4 people who accept the Lord immediately, and there are 4 who never accept him and they always reject him. So who are the 4 people? Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu and Jnani. So these are the 4 people who immediately accept Krishna. And there is Naradhama, the people who are the most lowest among mankind. And these 4 people, they always reject Krishna's authority because they are completely in the mode of bhukti, mukti and tyagi. They completely reject Krishna's authority. And then the starting point of the 7.20 to the 7.30, last 10 shlokas, Krishna explains about the various demigods. In this world, even to come to the level of an authority to accept is a great thing. So once you understand an authority, then we start thinking that is he the supreme authority? Then we start to think, is there any subordinates to that authority? So there are various demigods. In the Vedic tradition, we have 33 crore demigods. And there is Agni, Chandra, Vayu. There is so many of demigods. All these demigods are connected to the Supreme Lord. And unless the connection is maintained by serving them, there is always a possibility to directly connect to the Lord. And that's what Krishna explains in the last D of the 7th chapter in the way of saying about demigods. Please read it and really wonderful understand this 7th chapter by understanding these 4 words H, E, A and D. What do we learn from this chapter? We learn that everywhere we look up to, we can understand the Lord's presence. We can understand that there are very few people who would really make it to the end to understand Krishna. So it's very difficult to go to the absolute performance to understand Krishna. All the people who worship the demigods, ultimately the worship comes to me. That's what is the 7th chapter about the knowledge of the absolute. Thank you very much.